Number 50.
I'm the super duper leader that unites the Warriors of Hope with a bang! Masaru Daimon! My special subject was PE, so they called me Lil Ultimate PE. I'm the PE king who can do every exercise ever! Running non-stop 24/7 365 is easy as pie.
Masaru is the other one of the kids that no one remembers. I'd say he's a bit more liked than Jotaro, mainly because he doesn't talk as painstakingly slowly as Jotaro does. Much like Jotaro, Masaru doesn't get much development in the main story, so we need to rely on the books and journal entries that are found in the game to get a good understanding of him. In his journal, we learn that his dad was a drunk and he would beat Masaru and force him to get beer. When stores wouldn't sell Masaru beer because, well, you know, he's a kid, his dad would tell him that wasn't an excuse, so Masaru resorted to stealing the beer to make his dad happy. In the end, this resulted in the cops taking him back to his dad, where his dad would later beat him again for not getting the beer and dragging the cops into it. This gives us a pretty good reason as to why Masaru hates adults so much. Not only did his dad beat him, but the cops didn't believe Masaru when he told them what happened, and they just took him back to his horrible father. I really like Masaru's backstory. The only problem is that pretty much none of this is shown in the main story. We get a small taste of it right before Masaru's boss fight, but aside from that, we don't get much. I think it's unfortunate that Masaru doesn't get much development, but so is the life of a Danganronpa character that dies in the first 2 chapters. Number 49.
I'm Hiyoko Saionji.
Yoko is one of those characters that a very large portion of the fandom hates. However, she does have a small yet very dedicated fan base, and I can kind of understand why. She can be a very funny character, and if you're not a die-hard Mikon fan, then you probably don't mind all of her insults that much. I think part of the reason that Yoko gets way more hate than, say, Miyu is because nobody takes Miyu seriously, because everyone can see through her facade, so no one is really being hurt by her insults. In DR2, Hyoko's insults do actually affect people. She clearly hurts Mikon with her insults, and continually guilt-tripped Fuyuhiko for being the cause of Mahiru's death. So if you really like either of those characters, then you probably don't like Hiyoko very much. I personally kinda like Hiyoko, but she's by no means one of my favorite characters. I think she can be entertaining, and it starts to look like she may have an interesting arc, but she dies before it can really go anywhere. I think she does have a bit of redeemability, because before she dies, I do think she felt genuinely bad about everything she said to Fuyuhiko. So yeah, I do like Hiyoko, but I don't love her as much as many of her fans do. Number 48.
I'm Yasuhiro Hagakure. Hero for short. Take it easy, yeah? I know I will.
And here we have the first survivor of the list. Hiro is a character that gets a lot of hate, mainly because they wanted someone else to survive instead of him, and I can certainly understand why. I always thought Taka would have made a much better survivor than him. However, I don't hate Hiro. The main reason for that is because there really isn't much to hate about him. He's a lovable dumbass, and he doesn't wish any ill will on anyone. Even in his free time events where he continually tries to con Makoto, I still can't really bring myself to hate him because I don't think he's smart enough to understand what he's doing. But as I said earlier, I do understand why people hate him. Let's be honest, the only reason Hiro survived for as long as he did was so that he could lighten up the final chapters of the game and provide some comic relief. He's not the only comic relief survivor, but the other ones also brought something else to the table. Hiro is nothing but comic relief, and for that reason, he is, in my eyes, the worst of all of the survivors. Number 47.
Name's Mondo Owada. Nice to fucking meet ya.
Mondo is a bro through and through. And that's all I can think to say about Mondo. He's your average tough guy with a heart of gold, and he really doesn't have much else to distinguish him from other similar characters. Well, he does have one thing, and that's his relationship with Taka. Some of my favorite parts of DR1 are when Mondo and Taka get to interact, and Mondo's death is one of the saddest moments in the entire first game, because of the way it clearly affects Taka. But this brings me back to the biggest problem I have with Mondo. He is so defined by his relationship with Taka that he really doesn't get much development for himself. He's a cool dude and he has a lot of funny moments in the game, so I do like him, I just don't really have much of an opinion about him beyond that. Number 46.
Yo, Shirakuma! I heard you were looking for me.
Hi, G.
I heard you went outside again without my permission. Didn't I tell you it's dangerous? So, 2 more newcomers? Name's Haiji Toa. I'm the leader of the resistance here.
What a surprise. He's pretty handsome.
Every time I bring up Haiji in a discussion about Danganronpa, pretty much everyone says that they hate him. I personally like him. Haiji's main role in UDG is to be a representative for the rest of the scared adults who want revenge on the kids, and in that respect, I think he does a good job. He and the other adults are very justifiably scared of the kids because of everything they lost. So when they finally start to see any level of hope, they cling to it, and that leads them to act very irrationally and try and kill all the innocent kids who are being mind-controlled. Because Haiji is the one who represents all this anger and hatred, he ends up being very unlikable by the end of the game. To me, he's ironically a lot like the Warriors of Hope, that being a person who went through a hell of a lot of trauma, and because of that, I do feel bad for him. But he also hit Toko, so fuck him, he can burn in hell for all I care. Number 45.
My name is Tsumugi Shirogane. I'm the ultimate cosplayer.
Talking about Tsumugi is hard for 2 reasons. The first reason is that any discussion about her ends up being a discussion about the ending of V3, which makes talking about Tsumugi on her own merits difficult. The second reason is that even if you try to talk about Tsumugi on her own merits, there really isn't much to talk about because she is, by design, the most boring Danganronpa character. Not even her free time events give me much to talk about because very little actually happens in them. She mainly just talks about the art of cosplaying and why she likes it so much. When I've talked to Tsumugi fans about why they like her, they mainly say that they think she's cute and that they like the more psychotic Danganronpa characters. And I can't really say that those reasons are wrong. I mean, there are characters that I like for even less reason. I plan on making a video about V3's ending and some of my other problems with the game at a later date, but for now, all I can really say about Tsumugi is that she sure does exist. Number 44.
I do not think we have been introduced. I am Celestia Ludenberg.
There are 2 types of people who like Celeste. People who like the whole Lolita goth style thing, and bottoms. As a certified bottom myself, I can certainly relate. When I first played Danganronpa 1, Celeste was my favorite character based on the first impressions. This obviously changed as the game went on. As a character, Celeste can be difficult to like. She's mean to everyone and has what is probably the most selfish motive for killing in the whole series. But god damn it, the bottom of me still loves her and I desperately want her to step on me. Beyond that though, I don't really have much to say. I think she's cool, but kinda bland in the whole scheme of things. Number 43.
I am the ultimate team manager, Nekomaru Nidai!
Nekomaru is a character I didn't realize I liked until he was gone, and judging by the conversations I've had with other Danganronpa fans, I'm not alone in feeling this way. Nekomaru was loud and brutish, but he was also a kind and compassionate person who just wanted to help and protect everyone. His relationship with Akane is a personal favorite of mine, but the way he just wants to help her grow and become stronger as a person. This is also seen in his free time events, where we learn that he was nearing the end of his life when he met a coach who was also about to die. After hearing the coach's story, Nekomaru decides to take his place and coach his team for him. In doing so, Nekomaru fought through his heart condition and became stronger than he ever was before. Nekomaru wants to help others become stronger, and he believes that no matter who you are, you can become as strong as you want and nothing can stop you. Because of this, he truly is the ultimate team manager. Number 42.
My name is Rantaro Amami. I can't remember my ultimate talent at the moment. But I promise, I'm not a bad guy. Nice to meet you.
Rantaro is another one of those characters that's more interesting because of his role in the story rather than who he is as a character. So because he doesn't have much of a personality in the main plot, I must turn to his free time events. There we learn about the fact that he lost his many sisters across the world and has been trying to get them back. I always like this story because of just how crazy it is, but it also shows his kinder, more compassionate side, and just how much he cares about his loved ones. As for his role in the plot, I think Rantaro is meant to represent what could have happened to Shuichi if he hadn't opened up to Kaede and seeked her help. Rantaro was scared of trusting anyone because of what he learned from the video that he got from his past self. Beyond that, I don't have much to say about him. I like him, but he is unfortunately another case of Leon syndrome. But I will say, I would love to see the story of Danganronpa 52 so that we can see more of Rantaro, because I do think he has potential. Number 41.
I'm Kiyotaka Ishimaru. I believe in bold simplicity. Let's work together on our educational crusade!
Man, thinking about Taka just makes me sad. This guy had so much potential to be one of the best characters in the whole series. Many people, myself included, wished that Taka could have survived instead of Hiro. I wondered about why they would kill such a great character before he could have a full arc. When I was talking to a friend about this, he gave a pretty good reason. Killing the ultimate moral compass sends a pretty clear message to both the player and the other members of the killing game. That message is that morality doesn't matter in the killing game. That message is made even more clear by the fact that both Toko and Byakuya survived the game, neither of which are particularly good people. From a storytelling perspective, I think this makes a lot of sense. However, I still always wonder what could have been if he had survived, or at least made another chapter or two and got to truly finish his arc.